untold number of really brave things that was done by the sailors. Well, I was aboard ship, and it happened just a few minutes before 8 o'clock. I was a loader on that 4-inch gun that shot 30 miles. We loaded it and had it ready, but it was useless to fire at planes a half a mile up with a gun like that. If I fired it back in the direction where the planes were from our ship, it would have landed somewhere in Honolulu. I'd say we was a good 2 miles away. If you're a mile or two away, it looks like it's just a little ways over there. So we had a real good view of everything that was going on, but there was nothing we could do about it. We got orders to stay put. All the commanders were given orders to get their ships out of that harbor. You see, that channel was so shallow that if they sunk a ship in it, then no other could go in and out. And of course the Japanese knew that too. The commander of the battleship Nevada, he cranked up and got out, but he was burning fore and aft. He had a fire going on both ends. The Japanese saw that, had that battleship going in that, and they took after him because they wanted to sink him in that channel. He used his head. He's a smart deal. He turned that battleship and run it aground. As a result of that, they saved it and later on put it back into commission. There's a lot of heroic things took place that day. The sailors and all of that, they didn't have to be told what to do. They could see what needed to be done, and they did it. You did what you had to do is what it amounted to. Oswald, who had shot the president, he was stopped on the street because he's walking along at a pretty fast clip. Officer J.D. Tippit stopped him and to question him. Oswald had no intention of shooting that officer. If he'd just been using his head a little bit and gave Tippit his identification and everything, Tippit would have looked at it and passed him on. So he was brought in as a suspect in the killing of Tippit. He wasn't brought in for the president deal, but he was assigned to me as my prisoner. Therefore, everything that took place went through me. When I got in, he was sitting in an interrogation room by himself. And so I walked in and sat down and started talking to him, and I had him some 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most. And when we was transferring him, it was still since he was my prisoner, it was up to me to head up the moving. Yeah, as we walked into the basement down there on the transfer, I saw Ruby. He was facing me about 5 or 6 feet away. I always make it a habit when I go into a room where I'm doing an investigation, I always look up and down the people that I see. And I saw Jack Ruby. He was standing right there in front, and he had the pistol in his left hand, holding it against his left leg. As I walked in, and he made 2 quick steps, which brought him into arm's length to me, and I reached over past Oswald, caught him by the left shoulder and was pushing back. But he had switched the pistol over to his right hand and shot. If it hadn't been for that rib catching that bullet, if it had missed it, it'd come on and hit me in the side over here.